Christmas in August. Yep, we are talking about Christmas, guys. It is 118-ish days until the big day. If you're wanting to make some handmade Christmas gifts, then now is the time to start. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Donna, this is my Wonderland, and here on this channel we do crafting, decluttering and home fragrance. Today I am bringing you 4 projects that you can do that are quick and easy, beginner friendly crochet projects that you can gift for Christmas. So I said that in my last video, I think I said that I would tell you how we do Christmas in my family, and what we have done for the last 4 or 5 years is that we have only bought gifts for the children. So if they are under 18, they've got gifts. If they are over 18, classically adults, then they don't get gifts, with the exception of like my little sister who's like 22. I still feel like I need to buy her something, but yeah, mainly we don't buy gifts for the adults, and that's just because it puts a lot of pressure on people, and if this time of year is quite triggering for a lot of people, and with the current climate it's even more scary. So what we did was we decided as a family that we would no longer buy each other Christmas gifts, because we saw Christmas as more of family time. It's time to spend together, and that's what made our Christmas happy, rather than the gift giving. So we decided to just increase our birthday budgets a little more and forgo Christmas gifts for the adults, so that nobody felt the pressure and there wasn't any of this buying for the sake of buying, or just buying really cheap things that aren't going to really last. I don't want clutter in my house. I'm trying so hard to declutter. I don't want something that's just going to stay around for the sake of the fact that somebody bought it for me. So we're a lot more conscious about what it is that we do. But for me, gift giving is one of my love languages. So if you haven't heard of the 5 love languages, I'll link the book in the description below. It's a great book to have a read of, to discover how you like to receive love and how you like to give love, because often it is different. So for me, I like quality time, but I like to give gifts. And it is important, I think, to know how the people in your life like to receive love and how they give it, because it's one of those things that can be really misunderstood. So if somebody likes to show their love for you by doing things around the house, yes, that's Twinkle again, then them putting out the rubbish, them doing the dishwasher, them doing the washing up, is them showing that they love you. But if you don't receive love in that way, if that's not one of your love languages, then you might want words of affirmation, for example. So if they're not constantly telling you that they love you, that you're beautiful, that they really liked that you did this, that you're really special to them, you may feel unloved when they feel like they're giving everything to you because they're showing you with all of these little acts of service. So it's a really interesting book, do take a look at it. But today we are talking about Christmas gifts. Now, one of the things that I like to do, like I said, is I like to give gifts. So to get around the fact that we don't buy for adults, I now tend to make gifts, and I try to make them useful and practical, something that is worth having. So one year, last year actually, I did the oven mitts, which I finished off my set on this channel, was one of the first things that I did with you guys, and I made these kind of oven mitt pot holder things, because everybody needs somewhere to put a hot pan, and everybody needs to move a hot dish around out of the microwave. So I thought they're useful, and I did a Christmas set and an everyday set so that they had both. The year before, I did one of the crafts that I'm going to show you today, and so I'm always trying to think of what could I do. So today I am going to show you how to make a headband a simple headband, because some people don't like to have hats on, but they prefer something that's just going to cover their ears and protect their ears. I'm one of those people. I get very sensitive ears, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm also going to show you how to make a cowl. So rather than a regular scarf, this is going to be slightly different. It's all joined in the round, so I'm going to show you how to make one of those. And then I am also going to show you how to make some eye makeup removers. So this was something that I did as a set. I did 7 for everybody, and then I also did a flannel, and I did a bath scrunchie type thing as well, all with crochet. And then the fourth one is these Angie little coffees that I showed you last week, so I'll link that video there if you missed it, so you can go back and see how I made these. But these are great little stocking stuffers, great for pincushions, but great just little gifts for people who like coffee, just sort of a decorative element. So those are great, and pincushions, I'm going to be using mine as a pincushion, that's for sure. So we are going to need today, obviously all of the details of the coffee one is in the coffee video, but today we are going to use a 3.5mm hook, we are going to use a 10mm hook, and we're going to use a 15mm hook. So the bigger the hook, the less work you've got to do, because they make bigger stitches, and whether you've got chunky wool or whether you're using a thinner wool, they're going to really help you to create a project very quickly. So the cowl is only supposed to take 45 minutes, we shall see. The headband I have mostly done, and you're going to see that in a mo, but I had to undo it again and try again because I wasn't happy with what I came up with there. So this was actually a project that I got from Crochet, which is a company that I am a member of, and they do lots of different crochet projects, lots of different crafting, knitting, sewing, woodwork. They do loads of different stuff on there, so if you want to check that out, there will be a link for them in the description below as well. You can get lots of ideas, and they have everything from beginner stage, showing you exactly how to crochet, exactly how to knit, exactly how to sew, up to more advanced projects for you to do. So let's jump in. Okay, so one of the projects that I have got for you that is a quick and easy Christmas gift idea is to make a headband for a loved one. So I have got a 10mm hook, and I have got some super chunky yarn. It is nice and thick. Let's see, nice and thick. So this is going to crochet up really quickly. This is going to be a headband, so it's going to cover the ears without sort of covering all the head. I know when ladies have got a lot of hair, then putting a hat on top can sometimes be just too much. Sometimes you just want your ears to not be cold in the winter. So this is the perfect option for that. And it also makes a great little gift. So the crochet hook was £2.50, and of course you can use that again and again and again. And the wool was £2.50. Now I don't know how much we're going to use of it, so I will, obviously I'm going to knit up this headband, crochet up this headband, and we will see how much I use, but I don't think that's too bad. And that is one of the things with doing homemade gifts, is that you get the pleasure and joy of creating something because that's what you love to do, and the other person gets the benefit of that work that you've done, and it's just a little bit more more thoughtful in the fact that you have taken the time to make it rather than going and buying it from the shop. So this is a very quick, you know, this has cost me £5, and I might get 2 out of it. I might only get 1 out of it, we'll see. But technically the gift is actually only £2.50 because I'm keeping the hook and I'm going to be able to use that for new other projects. So £2.50 is a bargain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start crocheting this up I am going to be watching some YouTube videos while I do it. I am going to create a chain of 61 to start this project, and then I am going to do 6 rows and then fasten off. So it is very, very quick, not a lot to it at all. So I will get going and we will see how long it takes me. I will see how long it takes, and we'll see how much I've got left at the end. What I did was I used a 10mm hook. It's a USN, and then I used this wool. Oh, it's lush. So bonus, super chunky, extra value Hayfield, 100% machine washable, 100 grams, and it is a 100% acrylic there. So it's nice and soft. Okay, so just to give you an example of how I created this, I've just done a chain of 9. So you're going to do a chain that works for the head size that you're doing. Like I say, this one fits me, and I did 38 chains plus 1 for my turning chain. So here I've done 8 chains with an extra one for the turn. So a half double crochet means that you're going to take, you've got 1 loop already on your stitch there, then you're going to take the yarn round the hook, you're going to go into the second chain here for this first one, and then you're going to yarn over the hook, pull through, so you've got 3 loops on your chain, and then you're going to yarn over again, and you're going to pull through all 3 loops. So that is a half double crochet. So to show you again, you're going to take the yarn over your hook, you're going to put it through the chain, you're going to pull the yarn through, so you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. And you're just going to do that all the way down the chain. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, through all 3, yarn over, through the loop, if you can find the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, through all 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that is what you're doing all the way along, and it creates this kind of stitch look there. So I did 6 rows of that for an adult. I would say if you are doing a younger child or somebody with a smaller head, you want to do 3 or 4 rows depending on the thickness that you want, and that will create the headband for you. If you can measure the head of the person you're making it for, all the better. I couldn't do that, so I went with my own measurements. The pattern that or the instructions that I was looking at said to cast on 61, which I did at first, and it was way too big. So I cast on 39, did a chain of 39, and then I went into the second stitch to start the work. So that is what I did for that. And then I worked 6 rows of half double crochet to get this effect. So now all I've got to do is sew this in. So let's see if I can get it through the needle, this super chunky yarn. There we go. Okay, so I am going to hold these 2 together here, and then I am just going to sew along the edge, and then we're going to tighten it when we get to the end as well to give it a gathered look. Then I'm just going to weave in the ends, and then we've kind of made a bow-ish look to it there.
So this is the finished look. I am absolutely in love with it. I can't wait to make more for other family members. but it's great for ponytails and buns, as you can see.
So how do we make one of these? It's really simple. You're going to use single crochets and increases, and we're just going to do that in a couple of rounds. So let's go.
So to begin with, we are going to make a magic circle. So you're going to take your thread over 2 fingers, under, over, crossed over. You're going to create a stitch on that circle, and then you're going to create 8 more of those. So you're going to go under the circle, pull the yarn through, yarn over, and pull through those 2, and you're going to do that 8 times. So it can be a little bit fiddly. You need to make sure you keep hold of that end that you've got between your finger and thumb. Don't lose it, because that's what you then use to pull through to create the circle. So make sure you've got 8 chevrons, then pull it nice and tight. Then what you're going to do is you are going to do a single crochet into each stitch. So then you're going to have 16 stitches on your circle. So single crochet twice into each stitch, and then you'll have 16. And then once you've gone round and done that, you need to slip stitch that last stitch to the first stitch that you did in that round, and then do a chain 1 just to bring it up to the height of the row, and then you're going to start your second row. So your second way round, you're going to do a single crochet, a single crochet, and then 2 single crochets into the next stitch, and you're going to do that all the way around. So single crochet, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and you do that round, and then you do it again, and then depending on the size, you can go around as many times as you like and make it a huge circle if you wanted to, but I would recommend just doing 3 rounds, and that is going to give you your finished eye makeup remover pad.
Okay, so this one is slightly different to this one, but this is just doing the same single crochet through all the rounds, doing those increases. If you want to create the bumps on the back for a little bit of extra exfoliation, instead of going through both loops like we usually do, what you do is you just go through 1. So either the front or the back, but whichever you decide, stick with it for the whole way round, or else you're going to end up with something that doesn't look like that. So yeah, so if you want it to be a smooth one with a kind of a rougher edge and a smoother edge, then just do your single crochets as normal, going through both loops. If you want a smoother edge and then a more rough edge with lifty bits that are going to sort of get into those nooks and crannies when you're trying to get off that makeup, then just going through the front loop only or the back loop only will create those bumps. So it is completely up to you which one you do. You can make as many as you like, make a set, give it to somebody who absolutely loves makeup and goes through cotton pads like they're going out of fashion. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Okay guys, for this cowl that we're going to be creating, you need a 15mm hook. Gigantico thing. Now actually you can get the 15mm in this one, which was just £2.50 from Hobbycraft. This one was a little bit more expensive. It's got the ergonomic handle to it and a bit more grippy there, but this was £8 I think on Amazon, and the only reason I got this one from Amazon, which I will link below for you, as well as the yarn that I got for this project, is because they didn't have 15mm in Hobbycraft, so that is why. So I got 2 balls of this type of yarn. It's called Ferris Wheel, and it is Lion brand yarn. I love, it's very soft, Lion brand yarn. So this is 100% acrylic as well, and this one you need to actually use 2 strands. So you're using the center strand, you've got to find your end and you're using the outside edge as well. So I am going to go and find that, and then we are going to begin. Okay, so I found my 2 ends. So to find the middle of your yarn, you have to kind of dig into the center and pull out some, and I had to pull out this little lump, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. It's all going to get knitted up in the end, and then the outside is usually easier to find on most balls of wool. This one was a little bit more difficult, so I've got a little bit of excess, so you just need to be careful while you're doing this not to get knotted up. So we are going to start with a chain of 38 stitches, and I'm going to chain those and I will come back. So you do your slip knot first. Now I want to leave quite a bit to weave in later, so I'll do a slip knot here and leave some to do. There we go. So here we have 38 chains. Now this is very similar to the headband, just a little bit more complicated because of the way that the yarn is for a start, but also because we're going to be working this in the round. So we've done one line, and whereas on the headband you're going to go along the line, turn your work back along the line, along to create a panel, and then you sew the panel together in the round. This one we're actually going to join in the round. So we've done our chain, our foundation chain. Now we're going to do single crochet into every stitch. So we're going to miss the first one, so we're going to go into the second one, and then we're going to have 37 single crochet, and then we're going to join it in the round. And then what we're going to do is basically the same as we did almost with the headband, is we're going to do 6 rows, and that's going to make up our cowl. And we're going to do a row of double crochet, then a row of single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, until we've got the 6 rows. So I am going to go and do the start of this, do the single crochet, and I will come back and show you the double crochet as well. This pattern is available on Craftsy's website, so I will link this below. So we're going to miss the first chain here, miss this first one here, and we're going to go into this one here, and I'm going to work into the back of the stitch. So with your stitches, you've got the V on the top, this sort of, it's hard to see, I know, this V pattern here, and then on the back you've got these bumps, and I'm going to work into the bumps on this row here. So that's just a little bit of an more advanced technique, gives a slightly different look. So I'm not going to go into the first one, I'm going to go into the second. So through the second, yarn over, pull through. So you've got 2 loops and 4 strands of yarn on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. That's 1 single crochet. Then you go into the next bump, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. We're just going to do that all the way along. Okay, so I've done that beginning single crochet chain. Mine is measuring 27 inches, which I think is about right. The circumference 28 inches, so I'm an inch shorter. So you just need to check your gauge. Everything is on the instructions for you. But the gauge should be 11 single crochet equals 8.5 inches. So once you've done your foundation chain and single crocheted 11, then just measure that and make sure that you are at the right gauge. If you are too small, means that you're doing your stitches are too tight and you need to loosen off. If they are too big, then your stitches are too loose and you need to tighten them. That, or you need to adjust the pattern slightly. So because my gauge is a little tighter, and I always tend to gauge a little tighter than most patterns, to be honest, I could have undone those 11 stitches and just added on a couple more stitches just to give me that little extra space, but I figured because it's a cowl, it's going around the neck, it's not going to make much difference if it's an inch, so I'm glad that overall it's just an inch difference. So now I've completed that chain, now I need to join it in the round, and to do that I've got a slip stitch with the front, and what you need to do is just make sure that you stay completely straight so that you don't have a kink or a bend in it. So I am going down from there completely flat, keeping it flat, and then I'm going to bring it up and I am going to slip stitch with this first stitch here. So pop the first stitch, yeah, there we go. First stitch on, grab my yarn. Just trying to get that out of the way. Yarn over, pull through the stitch and then through what you were already doing. So that has now joined those two sides together. We have got a little bit of an opening here, but we are going to use the thread that we left spare to go round and tie that at the end. So now that we've got this circle, just check again that it is all untwisted, she says. There. There we go. It is worth double checking that you haven't made a mistake and twisted it in any way, but you can see there it's completely flat, which is great. So then we're going to start with our first round. So this is technically our second row of the pattern, and we are going to be doing 6 of these. So we are going to now do double crochet. So we need to bring our work height up, and then we're going to do double crochet into each hole. So from now on we are going to be working in the round, so we're not going to be turning our work, we're just going to be creating height in our work. So we're going to chain 3 in this first one to get us up to height, 1, 2, 3, and then we are going to do a double crochet. So we go yarn over, so we've got 2 loops on, we go through the second stitch, not the first stitch, through the second stitch, pull the yarn through, so we have 3 loops on our chain, on our crochet hook, sorry. Then you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that makes a single double crochet there, so it's a nice big square. And you're just going to do that all the way round until you get back to the beginning. So yarn over, through the stitch, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and do that all the way around. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to finish watching The Bachelorette. So this is our first go in the round, and then when you get back to the edge here, you're going to slip stitch into this top chain, and then you're going to go and add 1 chain to bring it up to the height of single crochet. Then you're going to do a single crochet round, and then a double, then a single, then I think we're ending on a double. 1, 2, yeah, ending on a double round. And so we're going to go for 6 rows, 1 row single crochet, 1 row double crochet. Don't forget that the link to this, where you can find the pattern for this, is in the description box below. It is on the Craftsy channel, and you just type into the search crochet cowl, and it is the first one that comes up. It gives you 3 cowls in 1 lesson, so it's really easy to do. So I'm going to go and sit downstairs and crochet this. I'm going to see if it takes me 45 minutes. I know I've already started, so technically it shouldn't take me as long as 45 minutes, but we'll see how long it takes me. Okay guys, update. This has actually only taken me half an hour. I haven't quite finished it because I've got to do the sewing in, but this is it. And as you can tell, my gauge got looser as we went around, so it's a little bit off. Luckily, this one's for me. I have got another ball where I'm going to make one as a gift for somebody, but this one is mine. So I'm going to try and keep this nice loose gauge that I've got on the end here, and that will make it just the same length on both sides. But I don't mind this for me, so this is cool. So what I need to do is cut this thread. And then I'm going to loop it around. So I'm just going to get some scissors, and I'll show you how I'm doing that to finish it off, and then I'll try it on. The great thing is that I've still got all of this left, which means that I can make more, which is awesome. So I think these might well become my Christmas gift this year. I hope my family aren't watching this video. I'm going to ban them from watching it. If you are in the comments, get out of the comments, family. So I'm just going to thread these two things through there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it through the loop that's on the needle. A crochet hook. I don't know why I'm always saying that. So you just need to find the top of the V there, that last one that you did, or the top of the chain, sorry, of that last row you started. Pull it through, and then you're going to go back round onto the line that you've already done to create that V again. And then it kind of finishes off the row, so it looks like the rest of it, which is just easier then to you're not going to see where it begins and ends. And then I'm just going to weave the end in like I did with the hat. I'm just going to go through a few different stitches and through the yarn itself to tie it off. I'm going to do that with both ends. Same with the other end. I'm going to kind of join it and make that V shape again because we left enough yarn for that. And then I'm going to weave it in, but before I do that, it goes over the head, and then it's just going to sit like this, which actually I am not mad at. I quite like this. So I hope those projects have inspired you to pick up a crochet hook and maybe make some homemade gifts for Christmas this year. If you are going to make any of the projects I've shown you today, then please do let me know what you're doing in the comments below, and come and find me on Instagram, DonnaEade81. I would love to be tagged in your projects so that I can see what you're doing. It would be great to connect with you over there. So that is it for me today. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want to see more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.